The Indiana Fever's 2025 WNBA season hit a new low on July 22 at Barclays Center, where a promising 46-42 halftime lead against the defending champion New York Liberty evaporated into a 98-84 rout. The second half was a masterclass in collapse, with the Liberty outscoring the Fever 56-38, exposing Indiana's recurring inability to close games. Head coach Stephanie White's postgame comments, delivered with a mix of resignation and deflection, have ignited a firestorm among fans and analysts, raising serious questions about her future with the franchise. Was this just another bad night, or the beginning of the end for White in Indiana? The game started with promise. Kelsey Mitchell was electric, dropping 29 points including 5 of 8 from 3, slicing through the Liberty's defense like a hot knife. Aaliyah Boston was a force, posting 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists, nearly doing it all herself. The Fever's first half showed glimpses of the contender they were hyped to be in the preseason, with crisp ball movement and a defensive intensity that held New York to 42 points. The sold-out crowd at Barclays, sprinkled with Fever fans chanting for Caitlin Clark, sidelined with a groin injury, was buzzing. But the third quarter was a nightmare. Indiana's offense stalled, shooting 30% from the field while turnovers piled up, 16 total, leading to 18 Liberty points. New York's Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu took over, combining for 45 points, exploiting mismatches and blowing past defenders. By the fourth, the Fever looked like a team that had forgotten how to play, out-rebounded 22-14 in the second half and outscored 30-18 in the paint. This wasn't a one-off. The Fever's second-half collapses had become a hallmark of White's tenure. Against the Los Angeles Sparks on June 26, they squandered an 8-point lead, losing 85-75 after a 27-14 fourth-quarter meltdown. A similar story unfolded against the Atlanta Dream, where a double-digit lead vanished in a 20-point second-half deficit. Fans on X have dubbed it White's patented collapse, with one user joking, "Vegas should bet on when Indiana forgets basketball in Q3." The Fever's 12-11 record, good for 6th in the standings, masks a deeper issue, a team with championship aspirations crumbling under pressure. White's post-game press conference poured fuel on the fire. Asked about the Fever's preseason billing as contenders, she said, "That's for everybody else to discuss whether we were really ready to be a contender or not." Quote landed like a lead balloon. Fans flooded X, one writing, "Your job is to make us contenders, not shrug it off." Another compared her to a pilot saying it's not my job to fly the plane. White's deflection felt like a betrayal of the roster's talent, Mitchell's scoring, Boston's dominance, and the potential of a healthy Clark, who's missed 8 games with injuries. Her follow-up was even more baffling. "There's no substitute for experience. Talent doesn't matter. Heart doesn't matter." The obsession with experience over skill left jaws on the floor. Was she dismissing the Fever's young core? The roster reflects White's fixation. Veterans like Darius Dantas, a 34-year-old center, log heavy minutes despite averaging 4.2 points and being a liability on defense. Sydney Colson, 35, eats up 14 minutes per game, often out of position, contributing little beyond hustle. Meanwhile, young talent languishes. Victoria Saxton, a 6 feet 2 inches forward with athleticism to counter New York's size, didn't play, stuck in street clothes. Grace Berger, who's shown scoring flashes, racks up DNPs despite fan pleas for her minutes. White's rotations are erratic. Mitchell, scorching in the third, sat to start the fourth, killing momentum. Natasha Howard, 33, plays like a point guard, dribbling coast to coast instead of setting screens, yet White doesn't rein her in, citing her experience. Boston's turnovers, 5 against the Liberty, stem from being forced into a point center role, an unnatural fit for a 23-year-old big. White's defenders argue injuries have disrupted chemistry. Clark's groin injury, re-aggravated against the Sun on July 15, has no clear return timeline, and Sophie Cunningham missed 3 games earlier with an ankle sprain. But the roster has been stable compared to last season's injury-plagued campaign under Christy Sides, who led a patchwork team to the playoffs. Sides faced criticism for timeout misuse but owned her mistakes, unlike White's deflections. After the Liberty loss, White blamed shot selection, communication, and inexperience, everything but her system. One X user quipped, "She's blaming Mercury in retrograde next." The Fever's talent is undeniable. Clark, when healthy, is a generational playmaker, averaging 17.1 points and 8.2 assists before her injury. Boston's growth into a two-way star is evident, and Mitchell's 18.5 points per game make her a top shooting guard. Cunningham, despite her benching controversy against the Sun, brings fire, as seen in her 15-point outburst. Yet White's outdated approach, prioritizing veterans over dynamic, positionless basketball, stifles them. The WNBA has evolved since 1995, with teams like the Liberty switching everything and running fast. White's reliance on plotting vets feels like coaching in a time capsule. Fans are losing patience. Posts call for White's firing, with some invoking side's return or a big name like Becky Hammon. Others worry about Clark being labeled a coach killer, but as one user noted, Jordan and LeBron demanded great coaching. Why shouldn't Caitlin? The front office faces a reckoning. President Kelly Krauskopf, who returned in 2025, built the Fever's roster with stars, not fossils. Wasting Clark and Boston's prime years on a coach who shrugs off contention is malpractice. The Phoenix Mercury and Chicago Sky made swift changes when coaching faltered. Indiana's conservatism risks squandering a championship window. White's hiring was rooted in nostalgia. Her Fever playing days and 2017 Coach of the Year award with the Sun. But her last head coaching stint ended abruptly in 2018, a polite stepping away that often signals an impending axe. Her 2025 return was meant to elevate Indiana, but the Fever's 4-4 home record and 107.5 defensive rating, second worst in the league, tell a different story. Her post-game comments, a 90-second dodge of accountability, have eroded trust. Players' frustration is palpable. Boston's slumped shoulders and Mitchell's tight-lipped exit spoke volumes. The Fever must act. Clark's global draw and Boston's rise make Indiana a free agent destination, but dysfunction could scare talent away. The All-Star break offered time to reset, yet the Liberty loss showed no progress. White's system doesn't fit a roster built for speed and versatility. The front office delays, another season slips away. Fans deserve a coach who believes in contention, not one who blames youth. Who should replace White? A proven winner like Hammon, a fresh voice like Nate Tibbetts, or sides for continuity? Drop your pick below and subscribe for more WNBA drama. This saga's far from over.